Anita and welcome to Godzgear. Today I'm going to show you how you can make a lovely lanyard in hardly any time at all. The things you're going to need are some rulers or measuring tapes, your clip for the end, some pins, scissors, an iron handy and a lead pencil. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to mark out my piece of fabric. Oh, and you'll need your piece of fabric too, of course. I'm going to make my lanyard approximately 87 centimetres long and about 11 centimetres wide, because the scrap piece of fabric I picked is about that long and that wide. And now I'm just going to cut the fabric out to those sizes. Alright, as I forgot to mention earlier, the lead pencil is for marking out. I find it's a really easy way to mark things out and it's really much quicker than pinning. Okay, now that I've cut my piece of fabric out, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab a pin and pin right in the middle. So squeeze it together like this, grab a pin and put it in the end. There we go, like that. Oops, it's a bit crooked, but that's straight. There we go. So we have a middle point in our fabric. And I'm just going to do exactly the same with the other side. Okay, now that I have my two middles pinned, I'm just going to take the outside of the fabric and fold it into where the pin is and just iron it down. And now I'm going to do exactly the same thing with the other side. There we go. And I'm just going to run the iron all the way along to press it down nicely. And I'm going to do exactly the same thing with the other side. Okay, now that I've ironed down both sides, as you can see, like this, we have a nice flat surface. I'm just going to turn it over, remove the pins, and really give it a good press down. There we go. Lovely. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to flip it back over again and just fold it onto itself. Just like that. Just fold it onto itself and iron it down. Making sure that the edges are nice and neat together. There we go. And I'm just going to chuck a few pins in to make sure it stays in place. There we are, having put all the pins in, I'm going to take it to my sewing machine and run a straight line all the way down here. Okay, I've come back from my sewing machine and set a lovely straight line right down the edge, and I've also ironed it out to make sure that it's nice and flat. The next step we're going to do is I'm just going to try it on around my neck. There we go. It's important to try it on around your neck because lanyards actually need a twist in them. So if you just put the ends together and stitched it, it would sit wrong. So putting it around your neck just gets it into the perfect shape. And then there we go, pulling the ends together. Now, I think this one's turned out a little bit too long for my small neck, so I'm just going to trim a little bit off the edge. Not a whole lot, just 10 centimetres or so. There we go, that's more to my liking. There we go, put it back on again and bringing the edges together. I think I like that. Now I'm just going to pop my clip on. Here we go. And then trying it on again. And bringing the ends together. There we are. Now I'm going to take it off, holding it in position. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to take it to the sewing machine, and so I stitch right across there just to keep everything in place. And I'm going to sew it about 3 centimetres up. Well, I've done that, and I'm also in a very forgetful mood today. I forgot to mention a sewing machine would be handy for this project. But if you don't have one, you can always hand sew it. There's not much sewing involved. And if you don't want to sew this seam, you can get some bonding tape and just iron it together. Alright, now that I've sewn it together like this, I'm going to take my clip, which I've sewn into it, and bring it all the way up to the end. Now lobster clips are easier for lanyards, but I don't have any at the moment, and this clip seemed like it would do the job. Alright, I've put it in the middle there, so I've stretched my 2 flaps out like this, and I put my clip in between. I'm just going to now bend these back and put them together like this. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to trim the corners off these. Get my scissors. This is just so that it's tidier in the in front. You can zigzag the edges or overlock the edges if you like, but I don't see it as a necessary step, seeing as it won't get a lot of wear and it will be protected inside. Now I'm just going to bring the 2 outside edges up, like that, so it's all inside. There we go, like that. And now I'm just going to run a stitch right across there to keep everything. Now I've come back from the sewing machine and done my stitch, as you can see. I've also bunched it up inside the clip, because the clip's a little bit small maybe for this lanyard, but that's okay, it'll still look very nice. I'll just try it on. There we go. Lovely. Now I'm just going to add a bow to fizz it up that little bit more. Okay, with my bow taped on, I now have a very stylish lanyard that didn't take that long to make. I hope you found this tutorial helpful and a blessing in some way. For any more information or to see my other blog posts, visit godzgear.blogpost.com, or you can check out my website, which is www.godzgear.com.au. I hope to see you soon. Bye.